Alright, as you can see, it is a winter wonderland out here. And as usual, leaving for the day. Work done. Tomorrow, Wednesday. You know, I probably should get out and wipe off the snow on the headlights or the windshield, but it'll take care of itself. That's what we got ears for, right? Alright. Below that. It is not your typical snowfall. It is your typical snowfall, but it's pretty wet out and it's making it into a sloppy mess. So that's always cool. Gets underneath your car, slinging salt here and there, all over hell. Gets your car nice and lathered up in that wet, salty stuff, and gotta love salt to speed up the rusting process underneath. Gotta love Midwest weather. Gotta love the snow, right? What's really annoying though here is we have winters used to be really bad, so they had piles of, stockpiles of salt and for the roads. Now they've been pretty mild these last few years, 5 or 6 years, and so they're not using their salt supply like they usually are. And so anytime you get a dusting, just to get rid of the salt, you're gonna baste the entire road with salt, and it just gets annoying, because then what the sun can usually do is melt the snow. You know what I mean? If you just waited a few hours for it to warm up, it would melt the snow from the roads, and you wouldn't have to have that salt slush combo, you know. It's really annoying because the salt, it really does sling everywhere. It's slush right now. Anyways, today is an arm day, and much like yesterday, we're gonna focus on keeping the workout pretty basic. Basic as in the usual lifts that I usually do. And the skull crushers, the push downs, the hammer curls, the barbell easy curls, something that I'm typical of doing. But I probably should have wiped off the windshield on this. But anyways, it's kind of blurring my vision. But yeah, keeping it pretty simple, starting with, I forget what I started last week on arm day, but it was a good one. And we're using a little bit of momentum in a lot of these workouts. Really pushing the weight. Trying to keep the technique and the form about 80%, 80 to 85% clean, with a little bit of momentum, like I said. But it's been working, and it's really helping me push the barriers a little bit here, and getting a good pump. It just feels good. So that's what I'm going to stick to. And like I said, as you go heavier, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot of that swinging and momentum thing. And because it's heavier and your body's not able to manhandle it as you were with something like such as lighter weight, and this is going to force, in my eyes, for myself personally, speaking on my behalf, that it's going to force me to use stricter form, a little bit stricter form, because I'm not able to do it. And someone called this ego lifting. This is not like I'm jumping 30 or 40 pounds on certain lifts. This is me going a little bit heavier than in knowing that I need to use a little bit of momentum, but it's heavy enough to where I can't just completely get rid of the form, if that makes sense. So there's a little bit of form in that on those last few sets, just a few ego lifting, cheap reps, if you will. And it's really helping. And I think when you translate that using those cheat lifts or those cheat reps, and then going back to it the following week where you're curling, lifting a weight that you're normally used to lifting with good form. Those, in my eyes, personally, I feel like I have a strength boost in doing so. And those lifts that I'm comfortable with doing for reps, maintaining a decent form, that is personal growth and success in my eyes with pushing the numbers. And it's arm day, so that's, arm day, you chase a pump. Chasing the pump, going to failure on a lot of these sets. Really gonna push on this one, like I did yesterday. So let's get after it. And I got another thing too. I'll be sipping on the old pre-workout. I was a little ambitious this morning and grabbed the pre-workout, so I'll be sipping that about halfway home now. So I'll be sipping on that as soon as I cut the footage, cut the video. Let's get jiggy with it. Let's get big. Now we grow. Here we go.
Ladies and gents, we've got a dandy today. Now, not sure how you structure your workouts, but abs is not my most favorite. When I start seeing results and my abs starting to tighten up and appear more defined, it motivates me a little bit more. I know that's the case with many body parts, any muscle group, is when you start seeing progress, you tend to focus on it more, want to keep the progress going. So that's the case with me and abs. So I usually start off with abs. And it really does help, push the blood flow and get a nice solid pump before, a pre-pump before the official pump. So starting off with the V-bar tricep push downs. All right, so this is, I want to focus more on a little bit of the medial lateral head. And so that's why I started pushing these at the forefront of my workouts. You can do what you want, but this is something that I want to hammer out and get the lateral head a real nice defined appearance. So here we go. This is just a first set of just a standard warm up, and this is merely a warm up. Trying to position myself where I'm going to feel it the most. Some days it's more upright and close to the body is where I want it. Sometimes I'll push out, a little bit of a lean forward and pushing out instead of completely, pushing down straight. It all depends on the day of the week and where I'm feeling it the most. All right. I think we can just keep this rolling. And I'm going to start our first working set. Go at 50. Okay. 50 pounds. I think we can muster out a good 20. First thing. 25. That's good. Sometimes, pro tip, if you really want to feel a good squeeze, pinning those elbows to the side, like almost squeezing your delts, giving yourself a hug. Just keeping everything nice and tight. Really does wonders.
So you say what you want.
So we got easy crowbar. Girls, easy. All right. Yeah, that was good. I wanna go where nobody. All right, first set done. It's getting hot up in here. Sorry about that, a little crooked. Probably looking at the screen like this. 45-degree angle, watching me curl. I apologize. Anyways, that was second set. We're gonna up the weight. And if you're in a funk where it's hard to get a pump or achieve or obtain a pump, I would try to do a little bit of investigation, and I would encourage you to do a few cheat reps, either on your own in a safe way, as I've been doing. You saw me doing, kind of slinging the weight a little bit here and there. I would even go as far as to have somebody spot you, even, where you kind of give you the assist to where you can slowly lower it and they give you, all right? It's the cheat reps that can be very, very beneficial, just because you're really tapping into that true failure when you are absolutely taxed and exhausted at the end of where you can't physically curl that weight up from point A to point B. So using a little bit of body language, a little bit of momentum is good for these cheat curls and really busting through those plateaus, getting a few extra sets and reps within your workouts. So good stuff. So we got barbell skull crushers. I mean, nothing new here. Just standard regular scheduled program. So crack the camera. Crack the phone. Alright, that felt great. That felt great! Yeah. Pro tip. See me. What I would recommend if you're doing on skull crushers, if you're not feeling, if there's too much tension on your elbows, what you can do is prop this up a little bit. It gives you a little bit more upright, and you can elongate and stretch those lats and further get a deeper stretch. Get a deep stretch in your lats if you want. The further back you are, the more of a, for me anyways, I'm speaking from experience, instead of keeping it strict form where your elbows are, perpendicular with the floor, to where you can get your elbows back even further, stretch the lats, and hold that lat stretch, and then start doing skull crushers, if you know what I mean. Start small, lightweight, get a feel for it, and I promise you that'll be a lot less stressful on the joints, on the elbows. Because that's, even now, if you don't warm them up properly, a lot of times that's where you run into issues, especially with skull crushers and anything, extensions of, when you're extending the elbow, doing tricep extensions overhead, push downs and all that, elbow pain. Warm up properly, but then also get a good feel of where you need to position your arms in that bend angle to where you can effectively, and without injuring yourself and without causing any pain, effectively contracting your tricep. So watch me in this next set. I'm gonna keep it right here because I was feeling pretty good. So you can see, see how my elbows are perpendicular right here. So ideally, ideally the bar would come straight to my forehead, crushing my skull. Hence the name, skull crushers. But here, because I want to minimize that amount of pain in my elbows, I'm gonna go all the way back here. Okay. See, look at that. It's like a lot bigger, but the bending the elbow. Makes this a skull crusher. This is so much better, and you feel the contraction in your elbow, or in your tricep that much more. Here we go. That was good. Yeah, moving on. So, we've got dumbbell hammer curls. That was the only thing left on the menu for today. Doing a few cheat curls for these. There we go. So, that is how you, I don't know if it's like a properly do or properly perform or execute a cheat rep when you're doing hammer curls is using a little bit of the knee drive, and not so much the back, where you're like, no, do not. Swear to God, if I see you throwing your back out doing bicep curls, I'm literally going to, I don't know, I'm gonna put on my steel toes and literally give you a as I'm busting through your door. That'll break your neck. All right, but no, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that goes, where you're like, it's like, you can use a little bit of knee drive, you can use a little bit of slight lean, like, but not so much where you're doing a full-on deadlift back extension, hyperextending. That's stupid. That is one good way to, you know, throw out your back. Any number of things, honestly. Don't do that. All right, we'll keep it rolling. So that was the 50s. Did that for like 18. We'll go up to 60s. 60s. Use a little bit of this liquid chalk. There's another thing too. Pro tip: if your gym doesn't allow you to do, for whatever reason, you can't sneak your chalk, like actual powdered chalk, use some of that liquid chalk. This stuff, liquid chalk, it is your best friend. It's gonna give you the grip that you need, and you won't have to focus on your grip when you're performing these. There we go. Okay, that was good. If I started throwing a little bit more knee drive and a little bit more swinging, then that's my cue to drop, you know, either stay at the weight or drop it, because that ego lifting is just, in this case, it's not worth it. You know, biceps are a fairly small muscle, so getting everything else involved only works up to an extent. And then if you get everything else involved, if you go heavy enough, you're not even isolating your bicep as much as you'd like, or as much as you should, because using way too much, using way too much back, too much knee drive, and then you're just swinging at this point. It's like you want to be able to bend. When you create that mind-muscle connection, you'll know. When you're doing cheat reps, yeah, you're using momentum, but if you do it long enough, the mind-muscle connection, you're able to respond more appropriately. You notice where I'm doing these, I'm slowing the eccentric or the down phase much more than I am this, because this is more crucial. The eccentric, or anything where you're lengthening, is the phase, or the most crucial in building muscle. And you've heard that time and time again. Eccentric, okay? Lengthening of the muscle, and more crucial. That's why you don't see me swinging and then doing one of these things. I'm slowly controlling it as I'm bending my elbow. And that is crucial. I'm gonna end it here. So I'm gonna do 2 more sets. But if you are, again, hitting those plateaus, up the intensity. 1, increase the sleep. 2, get more protein, eat more. 3, diet. Those three right there. okay? I can promise you, if you dial those in and really push it, I can guarantee you're gonna bust through plateaus. Okay? 1 extra rep, 1 extra set, go a little bit heavier, 2 pounds heavier, 5 pounds heavier. That is crucial. And I can promise you, you'll be making gains left and right when you really dial in and zone in, and hone in on what you think you could improve on. Because there's always things, and even when I think I have it all together, which nobody does, there's always ways to improve and expand on. You know, expand your knowledge. Do things, approach things differently. You know, throw in a new exercise you're unfamiliar with, but that's still going to get that desired outcome that you're looking for, whether it be a new bicep movement, a new leg movement, something that's going to target the same muscle group but in a different way, or performing that movement in a different way. So that is it for this. I'm going to call this the Now We Grow series. So, till next time.